Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 6. Tonight, fighting over fuel. Tempers flared as drivers wait in long lines for cheaper gas.
Like they're gonna start shoot each other. Today was very close, very close.
Privacy precautions. How to protect yourself following a data breach affecting nearly 3 million Albertans.
Primary building blocks for identity theft are name and address.
And a cultural connection. Indigenous students graduating in ribbon skirts and shirts they designed themselves.
I had to put my hard work into this shirt, and I know it seems small, but it's a really deep-rooted thing.
Beautiful warm weekend on the way for Mother's Day. Daytime highs in the 20s both Saturday and Sunday.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
A local business owner is fed up with long lines of traffic at the gas station next door. He says it's jamming up the parking lot and hurting his bottom line. He also says the gas is so cheap it's leading to shoving matches as drivers jostle for position. CTV's Jeremy Thompson is at that domo next to the traffic circle on Princess Elizabeth Avenue near Nate tonight. So, Jared, just how cheap is that gas?
Yeah, Matt, I'm not sure anyone would really consider $1.63.9 cheap, but it certainly is less expensive than what other stations are selling it for. The line for gas has grown a little bit longer since we've been here over the last hour. You can see it is stretching a little bit onto the road here now. We're told sometimes it does go even further around that next corner as people wait, half an hour, 40 minutes to fill up. The owner of the grocery store next door says all this traffic is leading to fights.
I'm just waiting for one day for nice shooting. Like they're gonna start shoot each other. Today was very close, very close. 3 police crews came. They spent 3 hours here. For what?
Jack Tan has been in business here for 40 years. He says the cheap gas has only been causing problems for a couple of years. He's called police and the city about lineups because they can wrap around the strip mall, blocking the street as well as his loading bay area. The funeral home here tells me its processions have trouble navigating out of the parking lot sometimes. We're told mall management put out signs a few weeks ago directing drivers to keep a lane open for business access, but not everyone obeys them. Drivers we spoke to have heard about the fights and other issues. They just want to save money.
People are impatient and people cut in line and then people get mad and you know what I mean. So everyone's in a hurry and they just don't want to wait around and people are rude sometimes, you know.
I came from Sherwood Park because I seen how cheap this gas is and I just want some cheap gas. I'm sure everyone else does, but I don't think it's that serious.
As you just heard, this domo is renowned for its cheap gas. Jack Tan says some people make the trip in from Spruce Grove to fill up. Now, police confirm they responded to a call here earlier this afternoon. They say there was a verbal dispute when one driver cut in front of another. That argument did not lead to any injuries or charges. Police broke it up and left the scene. Now, the grocery store owner also tells us that police have told him they can't ticket people waiting in line blocking up this street for gas because they're not parked. They're still in their vehicles. The parking lot, of course, is also private property, so there's not a ton of enforcement that can be done there either. Jack 10 says if Domo would simply raise their gas prices, this whole situation would go away, although obviously this has become a pretty profitable gimmick for the station. We did ask staff in Kickett for comment on this, and they declined. Matt?
All right, Jeremy Thompson, live for us tonight. Thank you very much. The Edmonton Police Service says crime and disorder are down across the city. The service says it's due to officers being proactive instead of reactive and working with community partners. CTV's Evan Kenny has more.
Normalizing disorder doesn't make it go away. It makes it worse.
The Edmonton Police Service says it is disrupting disorder, crime, and drug use around the city. It says violent and non-violent crimes have dropped between 1% and 4%, while disorder is down by 13%.
I'm here today to say that cycle ends now. And we will no longer be tolerant of what is happening on our streets or in our city.
Police Chief Warren Dreichel says EPS is using data to proactively place officers in areas where they may be needed. Police have responded to 530 calls in Churchill Square this year.
Our data is showing that the majority of these calls for service were driven or generated by our police officers, meaning that our proactive presence is generating fewer calls from the public.
Police also say partnerships with the city and organizations like Hope Mission are helping stop disorder.
We need to make sure that we have the right interventions for the right people. And so by developing that data, then we know what, program streams are going to be appropriate person by person.
Groups in central Edmonton are seeing a difference, but say the work needs to continue.
We are still hearing from some of our major employers that employees are still a little bit nervous, maybe to get on the LRT.
We are pleased with the responsiveness of Chief Dreichel, and we have seen actions already taken, so we're really optimistic about what's going to happen in the weeks ahead.
Still, people want more changes to help police deal with the homeless population.
It's a human rights violation against the very powers that be that have such an inflated budget.
We could probably arrest hundreds and hundreds of people that are doing criminal behavior disorder. What we're trying to do is be selective. It's a real focus on victimization and violence.
Police say they are working with the province and Recovery Alberta to set up a stabilization center. Dreichel says this would be similar to navigation and support centers, but for people with more acute needs. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
A man facing 2 counts of second-degree murder has refused to take part in a second not criminally responsible assessment. Justin Bone is accused of killing 2 men while they worked in Chinatown in 2022. This afternoon, he told the justice the first NCR assessment contained hearsay and lies. He apologized and said based on past experience with that assessment at Alberta Hospital, he didn't want to do it again. The Crown says it will call a final witness before closing its case. It's unclear if Bone's lawyer will call any evidence. The trial, which started in mid-January, will resume next month. An hour ago, the man who was assaulted after leaving St. Albert's Muslim Association spoke about how the attack is affecting him. CTV's Connor Hogg is at that Muslim Association this evening. Connor, what was discussed there?
Matt, Ali Wahad Noor, alongside members of St. Albert's Muslim community and politicians, held a closed-door meeting that wrapped up last hour. They say they've been discussing ways to combat hate and racism in the community.
I'm speaking today because I don't want anyone else to experience this kind of hate. Islamophobic racism or violence should never be accepted in our community.
Last Friday, Noor and his wife were driving home from a prayer meeting at the Muslim Association of St. Albert. Noor's vehicle was cut off and a person yelled racist language at them and physically assaulted Noor. Today, the association says Noor is continuously seeing doctors and mental health supporters and is suffering from nightmares. Community members came together at a meeting this afternoon to discuss next steps.
Today, I ask all of us to stand together against hate and work toward safe and a more unit community for everyone.
The rise of Islamophobia and anti-immigrant sentiment is not something we want to see here in St. Albert, and we must condemn it at every opportunity, and my commitment is to be a part of that.
RCMP say 40-year-old Ryan Richard Lacasse was charged on Thursday with aggravated assault, uttering threats, and 2 Traffic Safety Act offenses. RCMP say he has been released and is due in court in June. They're also asking anyone who may have witnessed the incident or may have taken video of it to contact them. Matt?
All right, Connor Hogg live at the Muslim Association in St. Albert this evening. Thank you. Alberta RCMP say a motorcycle gang that's getting larger is increasing the potential for conflicts. RCMP say Saintons Choice Motorcycle Club is growing across the country, including in Alberta. And that could lead to more clashes with established motorcycle gangs like Hells Angels. Mounties say warmer weather can mean more bikers on area roads and highways. People might also see a heavier police presence when these gangs plan rides and events. Premier Danielle Smith seems optimistic. A new pipeline to the coast is just a matter of time following a meeting with the Prime Minister. Smith was in Ottawa today putting pressure on Mark Carney to get moving on a memorandum of understanding signed last year. CTV's Tim Brooke has this update.
Well, Premier, welcome. Welcome back. Thank you for making the time.
The pleasantries between the Prime Minister and Alberta's Premier didn't last long Friday.
Albertans are getting a little bit impatient. In Alberta, there does need to be a demonstration that Canada can work.
Danielle Smith says finalizing the pair's deal signed last November to get a new pipeline built is her top priority, and can even help national unity.
We're working to make Canada work better for Albertans and for all Canadians, and when Canada works well, it's good for the world.
A tense public meeting, but behind closed doors, the temperature was lowered. And by the afternoon, Smith's pipeline if had turned to when.
Prime Minister Mark Carney and I made significant progress towards reaching an agreement on a West Coast pipeline.
An industrial carbon pricing agreement and a carbon capture project were both discussed. Smith wouldn't provide specifics, but said both sides will talk again soon.
I hope to have something more firm to announce very, very soon.
That's still not entirely welcome news on the West Coast.
I understand that the pipeline project is of critical importance to Premier Smith, but there is still no route. There is still no proponent.
This pipeline push and pull does come at an interesting time. In an earnings call Friday, energy company Southbow spoke of a strong demand for capacity, but did not commit to being the pipeline proponents.
Recent global events have reinforced that secure, reliable energy and the infrastructure that delivers it truly matter.
The Premier says she wants to have the MOU finalized by next month, and that her government is currently mapping out 5 potential pipeline routes. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
And Smith says she wants to have a submission to the Major Projects Office finalized by next month. However, multiple routes still need to be mapped out, and there's still no private proponent. While Smith says she believes one will step forward, she reiterated today there is no pipeline without one. Privacy protection experts are urging you to take precautions after it was revealed nearly 600 people accessed an online database featuring the personal information of millions of Albertans. They say time is of the essence since it takes time for scammers to build a file on the people they plan to target. CTV's Nicole Weisberg has more.
We have to have a lens of zero trust.
This cybersecurity expert says if you haven't already, it is time to put your guard up. With an electoral list containing full names, addresses, postal codes, phone numbers, and more posted online and searchable for weeks, he says Albertans should expect to be targeted.
So it could be a text saying, hey, protect yourself. Your data's been out. Click here to see if you're on the list. Right? Phishing is getting more and more sophisticated.
Mike Schoenberger says one of the top things you should do is use a password manager, a secure digital vault that generates and stores complex passwords for various online accounts. He also says use two-factor authentication whenever possible, and in general, be wary of posting online.
When people are looking to steal an identity, they use social engineering. Facebook, Instagram.
If you send a friend a happy birthday wish today saying, happy birthday, it's great to hear you're 40 years old today. Well, it doesn't take much of a mathematician to figure out what that person's date of birth is.
Former major crimes investigator Neil LeMay says scammers will create dossiers on people using different sources. So even if you think this particular data breach isn't that big of a concern, combined with other information, it can open up access to a lot.
Primary building blocks for identity theft are name and address. There's lots of reports in the media about people who have had their bank accounts emptied, had credit cards taken out in their name, have had their houses mortgaged without their knowledge.
In the age of artificial intelligence, he says scammers can even scrape your voice from your voicemail and use that to get into your accounts. All things he says we should think about in the wake of this breach. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The University of Alberta is warning students to stay off a widely used digital classroom due to a cyber attack. The attack targeted Canvas Cloud, which is used by many universities to store course materials, manage grades, and submit assignments. It's unclear exactly what data has been accessed. The U of A says Canvas does not store information like passwords, dates of birth, or financial information. The university says more information will be posted online about how the attack will affect courses and exams. The cyber attack is affecting thousands of schools around the world. The province is reminding people to fill out their census form so Alberta can get its fair share of federal funding. The information you're asked to share depends on whether you received the short or long version of the census. The province says either way it's important to be counted because federal funding is based on a per-person formula. That means more resources will be allocated to places with more people. Stats Canada says if you refuse to fill out your census, you could be fined, and the province could end up paying a bigger price.
The placement of hospitals, schools, police stations, transit routes, all of this core service of government depends upon high-quality census data. The lower the response, the lower the quality, that degrades the decision-making for your community.
Stats Canada says it understands people may be hesitant to share their information because of recent data breaches. It says it's governed by law to keep your information confidential, and it uses multiple steps to ensure data is encrypted. Your census is due by Tuesday, May 12th. The City of Edmonton is moving forward with a new plan to bring art to more people and places around the city. The 10-year roadmap will be used to identify and transform spaces for all genres of art in all parts of the city. The plan was unveiled today at an event by Arts Habitat Edmonton. The organization says it often hears from Edmontonians who say they have to travel far to reach these facilities. The goal is to make art more accessible.
So how do we find spaces in our own community? And some of them are empty storefronts. In other cases, they might be old schools. We're talking to recreation centers. We're talking to libraries. We're talking to Edmonton Federation of Community Leagues about what kind of spaces are there and how can we together utilize them more.
The group says its 42 priorities are broken down by short, medium, and long-term timelines to get the plan implemented. The city's Big Bin events begin this weekend. Big Bin events allow people to drop off and throw out household items for free that are too large or bulky for regular garbage collection. The first event is at Northlands, so you can expect a long line of vehicles along Wayne Gretzky Drive and 119th Avenue tomorrow. The next one is in 2 weeks at Commonwealth. The City of Edmonton's website has a full list, including more dates and locations for Big Bin events. Grade 1 students gathered at Borden Park this morning for a lesson about trees.
We're learning about the earth.
Students learned how trees support healthy environments and why protecting green spaces is important. City staff, volunteers, and guest speakers led students through a variety of activities. Participating students also received tree seedlings to take home and care for themselves. This has been an Arbor Day tradition for 40 years. Nothing on tree safety, Josh. It might have been good to brush up on that. I had to get you with that one after you shared that story today.
No, I was trimming some branches and got taken out in the nose earlier in the day today.
They'll get you.
Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in. Take a look at current temperatures around the Edmonton area. It was a beautiful day to be out in the yard, and weekend has more of the same. A little gusty this afternoon, but those gusts have started to die down. Gusts were up around 30, 35 kilometers per hour. Right now, no gusts. Just wind out of the northeast at about 13 kilometers per hour. It's 18 degrees downtown, 19's west. It's south of the city. 19 will end up as the daytime high for today. I thought we might get to 20, get to 19.3, so just short of rounding up. 15 is average, so still 4 degrees above average today. And I think we're back into the low to mid 20s for daytime highs through the weekend and for at least the first half of next week as well. There's the clear skies that we had in Edmonton earlier today. A little bit of cloud cover starting to spill its way in from the west, though. There are showers that have developed in through the foothills and up in parts of northwestern Alberta. You notice that stuff around Edson, though? It's really just kind of falling apart. I don't think we'll see any of that precipitation in Edmonton through this evening or overnight tonight. Just some increase in cloud later on this evening. Cloudy skies overnight tonight. That'll hold temperatures up 8 degrees early tomorrow morning, and then 21 for a daytime high with some clearing tomorrow afternoon. Look at your wind. A nice calm day on tap for tomorrow. Gusts return Sunday, though. We'll talk more about that and the slight chance of a shower on Mother's Day. All later in the newscast.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, Hantavirus hitting close to home.
I really don't believe there's any real risk to the public with the Hantavirus.
Canada's Chief Medical Officer of Health says 2 Albertans may have come in contact with someone infected.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Canada's Chief Medical Health Officer says 2 Albertans may have come in contact with someone infected with hantavirus while on a flight. Alberta Primary and Preventative Services says public health officials have been in touch with both people who are at home watching for symptoms. CTV's Curtis Goodrum reports.
Public health here in Edmonton and Alberta are working with our federal counterparts to help manage that situation overall. The risk to Albertans is low.
There are still 4 Canadians on the hantavirus-stricken MV Hondius cruise ship heading for the Canary Islands. Canadian health authorities say once they get back to Canada, the passengers will be screened by public health.
I really don't believe there's any real risk to the public with the Hantavirus.
University of Alberta head virologist Dr. Lauren Tyrrell believes the Andes hantavirus could only be dangerous when in prolonged contact, such as a cruise.
It's not an easily transmissible virus. Some viruses have very easy transmission. This is not one that does.
Dr. Tyrrell says that Alberta has a local hantavirus strain. It can be caught when improperly dealing with mouse droppings.
The strains we've seen in North America, we don't think there's any evidence that has been transmitted person to person.
The most common way you're going to get hantavirus is by cleaning up feces and urine of mice.
Shannon Gadwa, General Manager of Birch Fumigators, says not wearing proper protective gear when dealing with mouse droppings can lead to hantavirus.
Don't sweep it up, you want to wipe it up. Make sure you have a good mask, like an N95 or better, good gloves. You don't want to be vacuuming unless you have all the proper equipment.
There is currently no vaccine for any hantavirus strain due to transmission being rare. There are some signs to look out for.
There might be an incubation period from between 1 and 8 weeks, with an average of about 2 to 3 weeks. The symptoms that people might have are typical flu-like symptoms.
There are currently no Canadians symptomatic with the Andes hantavirus. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
The deaths of a 5-year-old boy and 3-year-old girl in Calgary have renewed calls for earlier intervention in domestic violence cases. Just over a week ago, police said a man called 911 and told them he'd killed his 2 children. Their bodies were found in a vehicle just outside of a police station in Calgary. A vigil tonight will focus on remembering the children while raising questions about the process for dealing with repeated domestic-related calls. Police say officers had previously attended the family home 4 different times. Domestic violence researchers say those moments can become a critical window for early intervention.
When police show up and there's violence but not enough to charge, they'll do a victim safety plan. And actually, I think we have to flip the burden to those who are causing harm and work with him and get him, does he have friends? How can he regulate? Where can he get support? And we need to be asking those men and supporting those men differently.
Police say domestic conflict calls are some of the most volatile they respond to. They say officers work to de-escalate tension and connect families with community supports. The province's latest map shows an extreme fire risk through many sections of central and southern Alberta. The latest fire danger rating puts most of east central and southeastern Alberta in the extreme category, including Calgary, Red Deer, and Lethbridge. In those conditions, fires can be fast spreading and difficult to control. Rocky View County has issued a fire ban. So far this year, there's been 158 wildfires across Alberta. 8 are currently burning. They're all considered under control. When we return, Davies in doubt why the soccer star from Edmonton likely won't play for Canada at the FIFA World Cup. Plus, when you can catch an Edmonton Stingers game for the first time this season.
Calm conditions out there later on this evening. The wind's starting to die down now, and it looks like it'll be a fairly calm day tomorrow. back to some gusts and maybe a few showers on Sunday. We'll talk more about that after the break.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Team Canada soccer captain Alphonso Davies has been injured just weeks before the FIFA World Cup begins. Davies suffered a left hamstring injury in Bayern Munich's Championship League semi-final match against Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday. The German club says he will miss several weeks. This means his availability for the World Cup is now in doubt. Canada, which is co-hosting the World Cup with the United States and Mexico, plays its first game June 12th against Bosnia in Toronto. The Edmonton Stingers will open their season this weekend under a national spotlight. The Stingers will host the Winnipeg Sea Bears tomorrow, with the game broadcast on national television and some streaming platforms. The Western Division clash starts at 1:30 p.m. at the Expo Center. Edmonton finished third in a strong Western Conference last season, falling in the postseason play-in round to the Calgary Surge. Well, Josh, the forecast this weekend looking like a slam dunk.
Yeah, it's spectacular, right? I mean, even the wind on Saturday, gusts to about 30. We're starting to get used to that, right? It's been like
as long
that
as it's warm, buddy.
Last
Keep
couple
that
of days.
sun shining.
It will stay warm. And actually, we were talking about this at 5. If you typically like to wait a little bit later in May, like the May long weekend before you start doing some planting, I don't see any frost risk between now and May long weekend. So you could probably get an early start on it this weekend. There's the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. 18 with clouds starting to increase from the west. 11, Fort McMurray, Slave Lake, 10 in high level. We talked about the fact that we'd see some cooler air compared to yesterday. Drop in across the north. It was 20 yesterday in Fort McMurray. Today, about 10 degrees cooler. Grand Prairie was 23 yesterday, 16 for a high today. Our daytime high here in Edmonton, just 2 degrees cooler than yesterday at 19.3. There's your cloud cover sliding in from the west. I don't think we'll see much in the way of precipitation from this in the Edmonton area. This is all kind of falling apart further south. Some of those showers are a little more active. Let's take you through to the overnight period and early tomorrow morning. It's about 7 a.m. I know that looks close. There may be a couple of sprinkles just west of the city. I mean, maybe there's a west or southwest neighborhood that gets a couple of raindrops. Don't expect any rain tomorrow morning. Significant rain anyways. Red Deer area has a better chance of seeing some rain to start the day, and then clearing through the afternoon tomorrow. So the big story is going to be cloudy start, and then some clearing through the afternoon hours, light wind as well. Wind returns for Sunday, gets a little gusty lunchtime and into the afternoon hours, but it's helping to haul in some warm air south of this low pressure system. There's your warm southwesterly flow. Chance of showers and maybe even some isolated thunderstorms in northern Alberta through the afternoon hours Sunday. And we'll probably see a few scattered showers and maybe even an odd thunderstorm back further to the west. It's a slight chance of a spotty shower late afternoon or early evening for the Edmonton area. Better chance is going to be west earlier in the day, and then late Sunday night into early Monday morning from Red Deer south. Could see some steadier pockets of rain. 11 degrees Fort McMurray right now. It's 16 in Grand Prairie. We've slipped to 18 after a high of 19 earlier in the day today. And the wind has started to die down. It was gusting to about 30, 35 kilometers per hour earlier in the day. No gusts right now. Still gusting to about 40, though, in Red Deer and through parts of east central Alberta. Wind stays light for the rest of tonight and for tomorrow. All day, 5 to 10 kilometer per hour wind. There's your cloudy skies overnight. There's your clearing through the afternoon and a high of about 21, which puts us a handful of degrees above average. We're almost 10 degrees above average on Sunday. Partly cloudy skies, breezy, slight chance of a late day shower. Looks windier for Monday. Gusts will be about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. And then low to mid 20s Tuesday, Wednesday. Again, you get a slight chance of some spotty showers late Wednesday. I think the next best chance at some actual measurable precipitation may not come until the end of next week.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, job concerns for young Canadians.
The labor market for young people in this country is similar to what happens during a severe recession.
Why the numbers don't tell the whole story when it comes to youth employment. Also ahead, a new batch of unclassified UFO documents dating back decades.
Programming brought to you by Green Tree Outdoor Living, where your dream yard becomes. Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Police in Brockville, Ontario say a 17-year-old has been arrested after a mother and her 2 daughters were killed.
And police have confirmed that this is not a random incident. The youth accused was in a relationship with one of the deceased daughters, indicating that this is an incident involving intimate partner violence.
Investigators say they were called to an address and found the 3 people dead. They believe a knife was used. The mother was 49 years old. Her daughters were 17 and 15. The accused was taken into custody and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, as well as assaulting a police officer. Canada's unemployment rate has reached a 6-month high. The country lost 18,000 jobs in April, raising the unemployment rate to 6.9%. As CTV's John Venevali-Rao explains, the numbers are particularly concerning to younger Canadians.
At job fairs across the country this spring, for young people looking for work, it hasn't been easy.
The job market, especially right now, is not the best that it's ever been.
And the latest numbers showing while overall employment has largely unchanged, for 15 to 24-year-olds, it crept up another 0.5 percentage point to more than 14%, double the national average. For students, the unemployment rate is 16%.
In teenagers, it's even worse. The unemployment rate's north of 20%.
A recent report by the Fraser Institute highlights how youth unemployment has surged since the pandemic, reversing a decades-long downward trend. The report finding in 2025, youths who were unemployed remained jobless for the longest period ever on record.
The labor market for young people in this country is similar to what happens during a severe recession.
The report found the weakness was concentrated in retail trade, accommodation, and food services.
I feel frustrated.
Reza Mahmoudian is 28 and has struggled the last 3 months to find a job. He was a home energy saving consultant, but work has dried up.
I've applied for jobs, like for more than 100 jobs, and no one got back to me yet, even a single one.
Like many his age, he's also worried about the rising cost of living. A new Nanos poll for CTV found, while nearly half of those over the age of 55 felt inflation is not a major problem, in the 18 to 34 age bracket, only 1 in 4 aren't concerned about it.
Rent is very high right now.
While among young people, 22% said they'd canceled a major purchase because of increasing prices, the most of any age group. Meanwhile, that Fraser Institute report notes the gap in the unemployment rate between young people and adults is now near an all-time high. John Venevali-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
In the Middle East, the fragile ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran was thrown into further jeopardy today. The countries are clashing in and around the Strait of Hormuz. Still, the Trump administration says it's expecting a response from the Iranian regime to its latest peace deal. CTV's Judy Trin reports.
The exchange of fire triggered by this standoff in the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. military says it fired on 2 Iranian tankers trying to get around the U.S. blockade after Iranian drones and missiles threatened 3 U.S. Navy destroyers. Effectively, nothing is moving in that critical shipping route, sending global energy prices soaring.
We didn't fire, they fired on us. My point is, if you fire at a U.S. Navy ship, what are we supposed to do? Say, oh, there's a ceasefire. We're not going to shoot down your drone.
The White House is still waiting for Iran's leadership to respond to a 1-page peace proposal that would de-escalate this war and deal with the sticky issues: control of the strait, Iran's nuclear program, and unfreezing Iranian assets at a later date.
We should know something today. The hope is it's something that it can put us into a serious process of negotiation.
Iran's foreign minister warned Washington that Iran will never bow to pressure, tweeting, "Every time a diplomatic solution is on the table, the U.S. opts for a reckless military adventure." The president is frustrated that he hasn't gotten a deal yet, making threats online and off.
If it doesn't get signed, they're going to have a lot of pain. They're going to have a lot of pain.
In spite of the back and forth attacks, the president insists this ceasefire is still intact while Washington waits for Iran's next move. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
Trump says a 3-day ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine will begin tomorrow. Trump says the ceasefire will include a swap of 1,000 prisoners from each country. He also says talks are continuing to end the war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the ceasefire and the prisoner exchange. The Pentagon has released a new collection of previously classified UFO files following a directive from Trump. The archive contains more than 160 documents covering hundreds of reports from around the world, everything from photos taken on space missions to military records and eyewitnesses' sketches, some dating back to the 1940s. The Defense Department says additional files will be released in the coming weeks. The London Zoo is paying tribute to Sir David Attenborough for his 100th birthday.
For most conservationists, his films feature heavily in our reasons for choosing this career. But he helped really open people's eyes to a diversity of life that they may not have been aware of, from the tiniest ants to the largest whales.
Attenborough was born on May 8, 1926. The conservationist and broadcaster is best known for the Planet Earth and Blue Planet series for the BBC. Still to come tonight on CTV News, researching a research center. Why a federal committee recommends revisiting a decision to close a research center in Lacombe.
Programming brought to you by Green Tree Outdoor Living, where your dream yard becomes a reality.
Here's a look at the markets for this Friday, May 8th. The Canadian dollar trading lower, slightly above 73 cents against the American dollar. Oil was up 61 cents, trading around $95 a barrel. Gold was up nearly $20. On the stock market, the TSX gained 221 points, while the Dow Jones gained 12 points. Air India has slashed its flight schedule due to soaring fuel prices. It's leaving Canadians with fewer options and higher fares. Aviation data shows the number of round-trip flights between Toronto and Delhi fell 38% from March to May. Trips from Vancouver to Delhi dropped to 5 flights a week compared to daily flights earlier this year. An internal message to staff says more cuts are expected in June and July. Canada's finance minister is meeting with Germany's chancellor this weekend in Toronto as the two countries work to strengthen ties. Francois-Philippe Champagne was asked how middle powers are building stronger partnerships.
As we say, sometimes the proof is in the pudding. When we visit each other and when we see investments on both sides, obviously we were talking about Bombardier, I can talk about Volkswagen. There's been a number of cross investments which are strengthening the alliance between Canada and Germany.
Germany is Canada's largest trading partner in the European Union, with bilateral trade exceeding $30 billion each year. An agriculture committee in Ottawa is recommending pausing and reversing the proposed closure of the Lacombe Research and Development Centre. Earlier this year, Agri-Food Canada said it was closing 7 of its research centres in an effort to reduce its workforce. A standing committee agreed to review the decision. The committee is now asking the federal government to initiate immediate talks with affected employees, local and provincial governments, research partners, unions, and Canada's chief science advisor. The goal is to better understand the scientific and economic impacts of the proposed closures. Officials from Lacombe County see the recommendations as positive, but also recognize they don't determine the final outcome. It's game on for Alberta Esports Championships at Bow Valley College. The 2-day event will see hundreds of Alberta students game out for a prize at the school's esports arena. CTV's Tyson Fedor takes us inside the action.
The esports gaming world has emerged as a popular space for those looking to compete on a global stage. The Alberta Esports Championships are back at Bow Valley College for a second straight year. More than 400 student gamers from across the province are competing, double what was seen last year.
So last year was a new experience for us, having hundreds of students here to play esports, and it's something we've been excited to support, and we've been growing and working our way to be able to scale to a larger audience. And so this weekend already is a testament to that.
Students are zoned in on the popular titles of Rocket League, Valorant, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This group of grade 11 students from Fort McMurray hope to take the top spot back to Northern Alberta.
I've been in esports for 3 years, so when we started in grade 9, it first started in Lethbridge, so it was a huge event, but there wasn't as much people wanting to come to the event, you know, like there wasn't much involvement in the community, but I think over time it's expanded.
I didn't play last year. It's my first year here at Calgary. You know, pretty excited for the tournament. We'll see how things go.
For this digitally inclined generation, the growing popularity of esports gives gamers a reason to push for careers in video games. From streaming to broadcasting, esports has it all. This tournament is streamed live with esportcasters calling the play-by-play action.
It's been a labor of love, for sure. And so we're really happy just to see it all come together. You know, it's a ton of stress and work leading up, and then you get here and you see the kids out in front, and the room is packed, and everyone's buzzing, and it's just such an awesome feeling.
Even Calgary's mayor calls himself an avid gamer and credits it for many life lessons he has learned while in the city's top job.
Gaming's taught me strategy, they taught me teamwork, they taught me resilience after getting spawn camps, after getting third party, after getting blue shells.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
When we return, creating a cultural connection.
Ribbon skirt is about strength, resilience, identity.
Indigenous high school students designing and creating their own grad outfits.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with E-Talk. Programming brought to you by Alberta iGaming Corporation. For integrity, for fun, for Alberta.
As some high school students search and shop for the perfect grad dress or suit, others are making and designing their own. As CTV's Curtis Goodrum shows us, Indigenous students from Archbishop O'Leary are creating ribbon skirts and shirts.
Students at Archbishop O'Leary Catholic High School are putting the finishing touches on their ribbon skirts and shirts.
I think it shows perfectly the embodiment of who I am.
Haley Johnson applied for a local grant that's covering the cost of these materials, helping her classmates stitch together a connection with their culture.
And it's the empowerment of our ancestors that helped me show this and helped me build this big thing for everybody else so they could express themselves as well.
Project coordinator Kaylee Davey says the handmade clothes are a powerful display of a student's identity.
Ribbon skirt is about strength, resilience, identity, connection to Mother Earth. A lot of them have unique elements that are specific to the person who's wearing them, and they're really individual.
I had to undo it so many times.
Ryan Boucher never knew how to sew before making his ribbon shirt. With a little help, he was able to create something meaningful he can wear during graduation.
I had to put my hard work into this shirt, and I know it seems small, but it's a really deep-rooted thing.
Indigenous students from Edmonton Catholic schools will all gather here at the Northeastern River Valley Event Centre May 14th. The students say they're excited to cross the stage and show off their work.
Walking that stage together, it means a lot because it's like a family, like a sense of community.
I gotta show off my skirt, do a couple spins, like hey, put my foot out there, you know.
More than 200 students will attend the graduation ceremony, taking their creations off the rack and onto the runway. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
Thank you all for making time. Temperatures tomorrow morning around 8 degrees and then up to 21 in the afternoon. So a couple of degrees warmer than it was today. We'll start the day under mostly cloudy skies, and then in the afternoon get some sunshine. Wind should not be a factor tomorrow, about 5 to 10 kilometers per hour. Gets a little breezier Sunday and Monday. Gusts about 30 kilometers per hour there through the afternoon hours on Mother's Day. But look at those temperatures. 24 Sunday. Just a slight chance of a spotty shower late in the day, and more low to mid 20s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Next week, heat's here.
I'm just glad you reminded me that Sunday is Mother's Day. I appreciate that very much, Josh.
It's public service.
So will my mother. That's our show for tonight. Connor Hogg and Josh will be here at 11:30. Have a fantastic weekend.
Somehow I'm still going to forget, though.